And we are live. Good morning, Crypto Warriors, and welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto episode 307. Today is Wednesday, December 19th, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay. And we are here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish. And today is Hump Day.
Hump Day. Today's 10-ish day. You blame it on me. Oh, yeah. I will be honest. I used to have the day and the date right there written down just so I can recite it. Now I don't do that. And this is why you get that hesitation at the beginning, people.
Oh, yeah. Hard to remember in LA.
Right? I'm telling you, it's hard to remember here. It's just never ever land.
Oh, yeah.
So free cryptic coins. I don't think we had a winner yesterday, did we?
No winner yesterday.
I didn't see any comments pop up.
Yep. However, we will have a question today, so you can answer and get those free coins. Definitely.
All right. Everybody's going crazy about the small little pump in the market. It's exciting. It's hilarious at the same time. Because hey, it could always this be the end of the bear run. Everybody was of course wondering what happened. Why was that pump happening? I think it's coming from the traditional market. Yeah. Bitcoin said one of the first things when we linked up, he said, hey, we haven't seen Bitcoin in a bad market traditionally. We haven't seen it in a bad market when the NASDAQ wasn't doing good. The Dow, all that good stuff wasn't doing good. Yeah. We're finally starting to see those cracks throughout this entire year a couple times here and there with the Walmart thing a few months ago. The Dow dropping the lowest ever in one day. All that good stuff. We're starting to see that. And I think yesterday was a reflection of that. Last few days have been a reflection of the interest rates might be getting raised. Finally, banks are in. The government's coming out saying, hey, it might be a recession here coming up next year.
Now they're saying it.
Something that we have recorded of us saying in 2017. We were telling people we were about 18 months out from a recession at that time. And it's really, I mean, we're a few months late on it, but it's about that time. So hopefully that's the reason why the price is bumping, because that's good news. Because if we do enter a full-fledged recession or something does happen in the traditional market, this might be a sign that money will actually flood in crypto. Everybody saying they don't know what's going to happen. But I think the people who say that just don't want to say it out loud that the money's going to go to crypto. I mean, granted, you don't know, but what's going to happen? The traditional market fails you. You're not, people always talk about buying gold and silver.
And they want to buy a bottom.
Where are you holding this gold and silver at? I know people who hold a less weighted amount in weaponry, and they're going to just come take your gold and silver. So the gold and silver thing really doesn't work for me. You know, you're not going to be rolling around a barrel of gold to the grocery store. So I get people investing, but at the end of the day, again, you have to have full faith in the investing house you're investing with. Because all they can say is that we went under or we're just moving locations and not pay you just like anybody else. So last but not least, hopefully it'll come over to crypto. So
yeah, definitely.
Some shout outs this morning. What's going on? Michael Williams is Bitcoin Outlaw in the house.
Cheryl Beloved, how you doing?
Hey,
Fred
Cheryl.
Kamen, haven't seen you in a while.
What's going on, Fred?
Hey, man. Allison Thompson.
Crypto Tide. Hello. Tonio from London.
Of course, my boy.
All right. Without further ado, let's hop into the stories. We got a lot of great stories today, so shout out to the news for coming through today on this Hump Day.
Hump Day.
Top story. VanEck, exec on lack of Bitcoin ETF. He's quoted as saying in his Twitter feed, "What effing parallel universe is this?" People, I love this. You now officially have Wall Street executives, CEOs, institutions coming out by way of Twitter. Shout out to President Trump because he really made all this possible on this end.
Oh, yeah. Hashtag cuss out Coinbase.
Hashtag cuss out Coinbase. But VanEck, again, he's a digital asset strategist for New York-based investment management firm VanEck. And he's been pretty upset that there is still no ETF for Bitcoin. In response to a tweet by Matt Odell, who was saying how Coinbase is risking its regulatory moat by the addition of several altcoins over the past weeks, the top exec who's pushing for VanEck's ETF had a few things to say. What's going on with that?
Oh, yeah. Well, it looks like here, Gabriel Gubox, who is the man who said it, he basically is going at the SEC the same way Elon Musk did, where he was like, we basically don't respect them because they're only putting these regulations because of the traditional regulated market, when in reality, the ability to have an ETF should have been here. I mean, honestly, the paperwork for it to happen, I think is just being pushed back further and further and further. because they can. They can push it back as far as they want.
Balled up.
Yeah, exactly.
Throwing it away.
They getting these papers and they put them straight into the
put the little match. Yeah, all that good stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I mean, they hit a Basquiat, just hit the button and it shredder coming
It's
through.
Jonah Hill off the wall. You know what I think about your ETFs and your SEC requests?
Yeah,
this is what I think about it. And start just ripping it up.
That's exactly what they're doing. Because
Right.
I mean, VanEck, you'll see Winklevoss. There's a few people trying to get ETF. And of course, I think some of his frustration is with the fact that he's about to get very rich if he does get one of these. So I'll be mad too.
Of course. He's like, look, y'all
I've been working for years trying to get an ETF through, and I know I'm about to be worth $100 million in a couple of years. Easy. I mean, that's on the low end. I'll be pretty mad too. And the only thing holding it up is what? Y'all haven't read it? Oh, get out of here, man. That's a problem.
It's time to call out some people.
So they cuss. I mean, he didn't cuss out Coinbase, but he did make a good point when he said they have these coins that they're listing, which is okay for millions of retail investors. They can get smashed in the market, but a Bitcoin ETF for more sophisticated institutional investors, that's crazy. Exactly. I would be mad too. So shout out to him, not holding back.
And for those who are listening, so the original tweet was by Matt Odell at Matt_Odell. And this is about, it's actually about a week or so ago. But it looks like he said, LOL Coinbase, their main advantage is the regulatory moat they built themselves, but they are trying their best to F that up. So one of the things I want to highlight on this is something we continuously talk about, not only with Coinbase, but Gemini is doing the same thing. Is this definitely disheartening to see Gemini do it because the Winklevoss twins actually have been in the community. And a lot of other companies are doing it as well. Again, it's a page out of the book we always reference, the island, it was Jekyll Island, where they talk about the bankers and Federal Reserve and how it started. And basically, long story short, if you read that book, you know that privatized banking and banks, one of the things that helped them not only begin, but really take off was, restricting the market competition. And they did that by using regulators and politicians, the banks buying the regulators, who in turn choose where to send police and military people, which enforces everything. So this guy was just laughing at Coinbase, saying that Coinbase's primary advantage is a regulatory moat. And that's what we always talk about. Right now, Coinbase, Gemini, some of these other big companies are literally using regulators as their personal foot soldiers. This is their personal foot soldiers where they're making it extremely. I mean, this is coming from people who've actually been in the market for years, and we're telling you it's becoming extremely difficult to do new things that have anything to do with their business interests. So imagine the brand new person who has no idea about crypto or whatever, but they say, hey, maybe I want to exchange, maybe I want to do something, I can do this better. No, it's not happening. They have their
ain't no way.
Right. They have their regulatory moat. So shout out to that comment. But as Bitcoin Zay said, VanEck, Gaber Gurbax at Gaber Gubax responded. He said, Coinbase crap coins okay for millions of retail investors, but Bitcoin ETF for institutional investors too crazy. What a effing parallel universe is this? So it's not that we're in a parallel universe. We're just in a corrupt one that we keep letting slide for whatever reason. But I mean, granted, like you say, he does have a lot of money to get off of this if this goes through. But regardless, I mean, it's literally clear as day. When you talk about market manipulation, corruption, all this negative stuff, and protecting the investor, there are literally wolves in sheep clothing telling you this. The same regulators, same people that pushed out, the FUD and the propaganda about Bitcoin and used for criminals and all this other stuff. And now how ETFs, we need to look more into it, even though they're taking literally 3 or 4 years to do it. These people are actually working for companies already in the space. So it's one of those things where it even goes back to the whole concept of law and what's legal and illegal and what's criminal. I mean, granted, I get it. This is the consensus because no one has fought back, but the people making things in the law literally on Wednesday mornings, as we usually find out, are the same people working for some of these private companies. So huge conflict of interest. I mean, it is literally corrupt. I mean, there's no other way to say it. It's literally corrupt, but it is what it is. I mean, but I'm glad to see, again, Wall Street vet pointed out because he's like, listen, this literally is not making no sense. It's funny. Another guy, Nick, professor of proof of reserves, Carter at Nick_Carter, actually replied to him. He told him to go off, King. And the guy replied, I am close to going off. The effery must end. The current treatment of well-designed Bitcoin vehicle proposals is beyond unreasonable. The gray area activity that most of us fight against are caused by the discrimination against regulated products. Self-purge is the only way. Again, we've talked about this many times. about the proposals, how we just are joking around. Like literally the SEC and some of these regulators aren't even looking at proposals, or they're just throwing them away.
Kobe.
They work for us. They're not allowed to throw them away. They're not allowed to actually not look at these proposals, and whether they're for ETFs or whatever. They're not allowed to just ignore it for years on end as they have done. Again, so they're getting away with murder, and I'm happy to see, again, Wall Street exec stand up and say, am I the only person that think this is crazy? No, you don't think it's crazy. You're the only person with money already who thinks it's crazy, because I'm sure you're about to get a call from the 17th floor. Actually, it's New York. It's probably going to be like the 58th floor. You get that call, and they're like, what are you doing down there? Like, the Christmas bonus is still coming this year, all right? We know you wanted the ETF, but you're still going to make away with 375, all right? But pretty good story here. All right, next up, we have been following this story now, I think, for almost a full year and some change. Actually, it might be a year. Was it 2017?
About a year, yeah. Because I think he got hit in August or July. July 25th.
Okay, 2017, right? Oh, my goodness. So, Greek Supreme Court rules in support of extraditing alleged Bitcoin launderer Vinnik to France.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. For those who've been following it, long story short, Alexander Vinnik has been wanted by Russian authorities as well as United States authorities. He was arrested in Greece by way of a U.S. arrest warrant. Long story short, he ran the crypto exchange BTCE.
RIP.
RIP. They reportedly laundered billions of money, but that money could actually almost be traced back to what's the other exchange I'm thinking of? Mt. Gox.
Mt. Gox, yeah.
So you're talking about billions of dollars that have been, long story short, have been missing throughout 4 or 5 years. It's linked to all types of, whether it's the Russians and United States political house, or all the way to like us bombing Syria for the pipeline, all this other crazy stuff. I mean, you know what I mean? But this money goes around different ways. It has a lot of connections to it, but it looks like that fight that has been ongoing with Alexander Vinnik has finally is getting him extradited to France. What's going on here?
Oh yeah, well, it looks like Vinnik is basically taking he's basically taking a page out of some other protester's book, and he's in prison right now fasting. So he's on a fast right now because he wants to get moved out of that prison. And the reason I think this is important and people need to follow it is because something is bigger at play here. Mm-hmm. He moved $4 billion. He has somebody's money. I don't know whose money he has, but I think they're protecting him. And Vinnik, who they on here they call Mr. Bitcoin. Nobody calls him Mr. Bitcoin.
Right. I don't know who put that.
I don't know who put that there. But I'm pretty sure that if you move $4 billion worth of Bitcoin, you were not doing it for a small amount of people. And I was on BTC. It screamed scam. After a while because of the trades that were happening. A lot of wash trading, a lot of stuff happening. But the biggest thing was the Wild West when it started. He got caught, and then they basically made up the rules as they went. They were like, well, you can't do this, can't do that. But I'm pretty sure he's got somebody important their money. He has it somewhere, I think.
Well, you know what?
They can't do too much.
To even wrap it around, too, for those who have been watching us, every time we cover Alexander Vinnik, if you remember, literally go back on our videos, and it looks like he's been detained, as they say, which is crazy. He's been detained since July 25th, 2017. Mm-hmm. That's how long he's been detained, people. Yeah. So without a fair trial, without court, he's been detained in a foreign country for that long on orders from the United States as Russia tries to get him. But anyway, literally every time we mention Alexander Vinnik, every time he's in the news, something happens with the market and the United States Foreign Relations Department.
Today
it never fails. It literally has not failed yet. Every time this guy's in the news, the market responds. So saying that, we were talking earlier about what are some reasons why we might have had this bounce. Something is going on with this. As you said, there's a reason why countries are fighting over him. And it says July 25th, 2017, when he first was arrested. I believe that was the lead up to the Bitcoin Civil War. Yeah, that was the whole thing that was going on in that week. So the week he was actually arrested for all the billions and dollars and all that, that's when Bitcoin was trying to get forked off that exact same week. Mm-hmm. Then after he got arrested, it's so literally the timeline from his arrest to now. Every time it makes the news, people go look at it. The price reacts, and the United States does something with its Secretary of what's it called? Cabinet Secretary of Defense and all that. So
yeah,
something to look at. Not Secretary of Defense. You know what I'm talking about.
It would be a good conspiracy if him and Roger Ver somehow teamed up around that time when he got arrested. And he said, "Look, they're going for my Bitcoin. Fork it off
right.
in the Bitcoin Cash. Take my private keys." Get it in Bitcoin Cash and sell at the top. It was, I think Bitcoin Cash was what, 2000 when it started, something like that.
Right.
Sell it all, and then that'll be my stash, and they can't touch it because they won't be able to see it. But that'd be a fun conspiracy if that happened.
And as you said, Vinnik said he will reportedly only stop the hunger strike if he's extradited to Russia. Again, people, we talked about this story many times. We need to go back and look at all these videos. We'll put them all together, a little montage like. But the whole thing with Russia is that allegedly, Alexander Vinnik is tied to some actual gangsters out there, as we keep saying. Everybody is. At this point. He's tied to some real gangsters. He's not an actual rat, as President Trump would call some folks. So Russia wants him back. Russia does say that, they want him back to punish him. But it looks like with some of the people he's tied with and some of the money, we're talking about $4 billion. And that's a roundabout number. That could be another plus $4 billion or minus $1 or $2 billion. So this billions of dollars are on the line with this guy. And who owns his keys, his laptop, and all that good stuff. This fight's going to continue going on. But I tell you what, if Russia doesn't get him, expect something to happen on the national side as far as the United States and Russian relations. I guarantee you.
Oh, yeah.
Because every time that fight has started to happen, it's been talks. And if Russia does get them, expect something between the United States and Russia to happen because we're not going to be happy about that either.
Oh, yeah.
But this is definitely a prized piece on the chessboard for some reason. We don't know why yet, but we're going to continue to watch the story.
The Vinnik indicator.
We've been watching this story for a year and a half now, people. It is something out there about this guy.
They can't say let him starve. Let him starve.
Oh, man, let him starve.
I'm telling you, he got somebody's money.
No, we need him to start talking. We need to know what's going on.
That's what I was going to say. I just want to know exactly who he's working for.
That's the only reason why he really...
He's the fall guy, but it's not just him.
Exactly. But the fact that he hasn't said anything, that is definitely keeping him healthy right now.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Top story. Blythe Masters, CEO of blockchain startup Digital Asset, is stepping down. Why is Blythe leaving? What's going on?
Oh, yeah. Well, she expressed that she is leaving after having personal problems, and she's leaving for personal reasons. After 3 years serving at this company, she says that she'll be a board member, a strategic advisor, and she'll stay as a shareholder. So she's basically taking...
I want my money.
Yeah, she was like, I just want to make the money, but I don't want to go to work. I don't know if what her personal problems are, but hopefully, she does that. She's known because she was a JP Morgan Chase executive who decided... we need distributed ledger technology. And she basically tried to enter the cryptocurrency space the kind of roundabout way. She, came in and, as far as the Bitcoin community goes, she's known as the person who kept pushing distributed ledger technology over Bitcoin. But it is, crazy now. Nobody believes that anymore. Everybody knows Bitcoin is superior. Most DOT projects have been shut down or stopped because they realize it's just a slower database. And it's just a buzzword. So
you mean building another database?
Oh man, this is just
when you don't know the tech side of stuff.
Exactly. This is hilarious. But at the same time, she's stepping down for personal reasons. So we don't know exactly what they are. But she's gone. So if somebody's looking for a job, send that resume. They need a new CEO.
A. Kent said lack of work-life balance. Too funny.
Maybe.
It might be.
Some people just need a break.
Yeah. Especially during this bear market, you know. It was all good just a week ago.
Yeah, man, everybody was up 24 hours a day working.
Right, that is true.
Bull market. Oh, yeah, I'm up.
Dark circles. Yeah. Hey, got some good sleep during this bear market.
I know, right?
Oh, that's too funny. But good luck to you wherever you go, Blythe. At the end of the day, you have experience in this industry, and hopefully you take that experience to actually help the community and not just push those buzzwords because, as you see, no one cares. No one cares.
Not at all.
You're not getting paid for this, but that's what's up, Blythe. All right. True USD partners with Nexo to provide holders with instant loans on cryptocurrency.
Oh, yeah.
Bitcoin Zay has been talking about loans on the blockchain for forever, so I'm going to let you take this one away.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, it seems like Nexo, they are planning to offer friendlier rates for True USD than other cryptos. They're going to lend a stable coin, and what we've discussed as far as loans go is if you can have a cryptocurrency and you can loan it out to someone for an extended period of time, you can put money in escrow so that if you don't pay it back, they get paid back automatically. And that way they don't have to the only person that has to deal with it is the provider of the service and that person that didn't pay. So you are out of it. You always get your money. So loans will work as a loaner and as somebody who gets loans. You can get the stable coin here with Nexo. And it seems as though TrueUSD is what they're going with simply because they're the only one that's been audited by 3 security firms. So they have the money they say they do. And the minimum loan amount is $1,000 and the minimum redemption is $10,000. So the ability to get a loan in crypto is here. We've seen it with other platforms. Shout out to them. And I mean, we've seen with Salt Lending. They had to kind of get shut down because they were doing it a different way. A few other ones too. But at the same time, when you can start getting crypto loans, or you can use your crypto as an asset against a house or against a car. I don't think credit market is going away anytime soon unless the bubble bursts. So people will use these loans. So shout out to them for pushing the space forward. I mean, honestly, I wanted to get out of the loans thing, having to pay people back. But as a business owner, if you do need a business loan, or if you're a trader who's profitable, I've seen people use loans and take it to millions. So however you use it.
And that's kind of what, just to hear when you said it. I mean, if this does become the thing, it becomes mainstream, more people start doing it.
Yeah.
What is going to happen with credit? I mean, unless, and of course, this is what will probably happen. The government will work with the credit agencies because they already have their foot on. They already know which people to send those envelopes to. Yeah. And they'll say, hey, make it a regulatory thing, make it criminal that if you don't base these loans off of their already credit report, then something's wrong. So they're going to try to link it to your old credit report. Even though right now, I mean, it's not even possible. They're going to try to figure out the way to bridge that gap. But
crypto on Experian or something like
that
would be crazy to see.
But if they don't, or if you can find a way to circumvent it, which I think there'll be plenty of ways to circumvent it, then, I mean, you could literally see the end of credit as we know it. I mean, as far as the people who are in debt, they can just wake up and say, well, I'm not paying you. Yeah. I'm just going to go get this crypto loan and start over again.
Or you can make money loaning your crypto out to people. So through a platform, as somebody who you like, all right, I don't want the volatility of trading, you could actually just loan it out at whatever rate you put or whatever rate they give you, and you can make passive income off of other people paying you. So that's a good business model there.
What's going on, Menho, Granger, Hold'em, Evan, who else we got just came in? We saw Shinobi. What's going on?
What's up?
Malik, what's going on? But this is pretty good. So shout out to TrueUSD. Continue to pay the way with these loans. This is the future. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine another 2 or 3 years, everything is all crypto then?
Wow. It's crazy to think about.
Right. You got companies saying, oh, we've been in crypto the last 26 years. Yeah. Oh, wait, what? Well, we are working on the white paper, man. So it's a pretty cool story here. I mean, it's kind of it almost falls on the sponsored post. But you got to give them a shout out because it's a pretty cool concept what they're doing. But you can watch Lambo's battle for crypto in this War Riders gameplay trailer. Yeah, it's tight. It looks like players will battle for crypto in War Riders, a new game. It's a gameplay trailer that was released exclusively to CoinDesk. Cartifield, I think that's what I pronounce Cartifield, the company behind the game, teases how post-apocalyptic vehicles will duke it out for a crypto token called Benzene, BZN. The game is not live yet, but they have 3,700 cars that have already been sold as non-fungible ERC 721 tokens, according to the company. They have souped-up cars, tanks, war Lambos. They said those are selling anywhere from $450 to $2,200 each. Payable in Ethereum.
Crypto kitties all over again.
Wow, this is definitely crypto kitties all over again. We'll play this video in the background. Yeah. But what are your thoughts on this? Video games and crypto, we're finally here, huh?
Oh, yeah. Well, we've seen this with other esports platforms. We've seen it with a couple of video games. However, one of the best things about this one is that you can earn these tokens as you go, not necessarily have to buy them and then use them in-app. So this is great to see. I would love to see it because, as a fan of video games, and Mario Kart is one of the best ones. This looks similar, it seems like. And you can win the BZN token, which is ERC20. I do want to see how, if the wallets work, if it does automatically, if you can put up a certain amount, whatever. So that's one of the things, I'm looking forward to with this War Rider. So we're going to play that teaser?
Yeah, so this is the teaser in the background. This is their pre-alpha gameplay teaser, which has been released to show the quality of the graphics and what to expect from actual gameplay.
Oh, yeah.
Their CEO, Vlad Kartashov, told CoinDesk in a statement. I mean, it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Little Twisted Metal. It's like a Twisted Metal type of game.
Metal, yeah, shoot each other, run around, get weapons.
But you can add tokens. Again, this would be huge, especially if you can earn these tokens during the gameplay and then trade them out, because you will literally begin to see that market. And the market's coming already with esports, but you'll really see this market blow up when it comes to video games money. If a kid can play the game all day, or an adult, whoever can play a game all day and make some money off it too, and trade it back on the market. Is Ready Player One right here in real life.
We here.
And I cannot wait for Ready Player One to come out in real life.
We are here. And then when you add VR to it,
if
you're in real life, earning real money, playing video games, it's coming. It's here, basically. But once it becomes, I'm telling you, they're going to have a Call of Duty laser tag type thing come out. It's going to be virtual reality, and then you're going to get paid in crypto. I'm telling you, it's coming.
So if you're, if you know people, whether it's your kids, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever you know that's sitting on the couch and play games all day, don't be a nuisance. Just tell them to make sure they stay on top of their business, because eventually you'll be able to make money off it. I mean, there's already 101 ways to make money playing video games these days, but again, you add in the crypto side of it. Oh man, I would give me a one-player game. I'll literally play for days, man. Just like a week. Can you imagine when Grand Theft Auto, the next one comes out, you have crypto on it?
You earn real crypto.
People will literally, I mean, people are already going to sit in front of it for 2 or 3 weeks straight, but you earning money too? Oh, Lord.
Just for being good?
Listen, I'll be back in June. Exactly. I am gone. So
this beard going to be down here by the time you see me again.
Yeah, Twisted Metal, yeah, that is a classic. Shout out the music artist. What's going on? Shout out music artist said First Blood Coin is already doing it. All right, got to check them out.
Got to see some more press on that, yeah.
Minho said, when are we doing an AMA? Right now. Go ahead. No, we'll do one soon. Definitely have to do one.
Yeah, Fred came in and took it a step further. You can win something and buy Uber Eats with your crypto earnings.
Wow.
Like,
Listen,
that'll be crazy.
This is going to happen, people. All this is going to happen. This is about getting it built at this point. All right. Last but not least, great story of the day. It is Christmas over in Vitalik's part of the woods, but Vitalik just gave $300,000 in crypto to 3 Ethereum startups. And you actually say you saw this live,
Shout out
right?
to this, man. Shout out. I actually saw this live. Follow him on Twitter. He actually commented on a thread where 3 different projects, Prismatic Labs, Chain Safe Systems, and Sigma Prime are the 3 companies. They were talking about Ethereum 2.0. They were discussing how they're trying to pay their devs. And, hey, Vitalik came out and said, YOLO, just sent you 1,000 Ethereum. And a lot of people were like, hey, man, why you ain't send? Let me get one. Let me get 2. Whatever, that was funny about the thread. Everybody started begging them after that. But these companies, usually if you put your head down and work, you usually you get money for it and you get rewarded. Shout out to these companies. But 300,000 is nothing to sniff at. I mean, these companies need it in this bear market. And I'm sure Vitalik is kind of trying to make up for the fact that it is a bear market. So shout out to them.
Yeah. And for anybody who's listening, we can definitely turn 1,000, because it looks like he's giving out 1,000 Ethereum each. We could definitely turn 1,000 Ethereum to a little bit more.
Oh yeah, everybody tweet Vitalik
in this factory, in this factory of ours. So if you want to push out some crypto, let us know. We'll make sure we build some playgrounds and give out turkeys. You know how it go.
Oh yeah.
We'll make sure we throw that back to the community. We'll be on top of the buildings in Hong Kong, tossing dollars.
Tossing Ethereum paper wallets.
Other than that, for the free cryptic coin, what are we doing today?
Oh yeah, so for the free cryptic coin, Vitalik, what idea for an Ethereum donation would you have? So if Vitalik was somehow giving away another 300K, what idea would you have? How would you try and get it? Also, tweet Vitalik and tell him about General Crypto. He might send us 1,000 Ethereum, and we can spread it with y'all. So yeah, put your cryptic coin address, and we'll send you those free coins.
All right. Other than that, make sure you have a happy hump day, and we will see you all tomorrow at 10ish.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Have a good one, people.